come first. But San Diegans deserve answers to some of these basic questions. I've continued to call for clear guidelines from the state. And on Friday, Supervisor Greg Cox and myself sent the governor a letter asking for guidance based upon solid data and metrics. But just because the state process can seem glacial doesn't mean we have to be frozen in place. We're a city that doesn't wait. We create. We create new ideas and new solutions to keep moving forward. And today I'm pleased to share a new action that will help the mental health and the physical health of thousands of San Diegans. I'm signing an executive order that lets San Diegans work out and worship in parks across the city. Fitness camps, gym classes, religious services. They can all be held in a park, giving patrons plenty of room and air to physically distance. You can pray, you can go out and do Pilates, you do it all in one of San Diego's 340 parks, and it goes into effect on Monday. Being outdoors is practically a birthright for every San Diegan. And we know from public health experts that being outdoors is safer, of course, than being inside a crowded environment. Let me tell you, there is no better city than San Diego to take advantage of this fact. The executive order eases permitting by deferring park permit fees for 60 days if you run a religious institution or fitness business. Permits will be issued on a first-come, first-served basis for each park. And when the City Council resumes meeting in September, I will introduce an ordinance to permanently waive those fees. I look forward to bringing that action to the Council and urge them to support it, as they have done with all of our previous relief efforts. Business and religious institutions have to follow just a few steps to be eligible. One, hold the appropriate insurance. Two, have a city business tax certificate prior to August 1st, 2020. And display your San Diego County Safe Reopening Plan. Today is the latest action in our mission to help struggling San Diegans stay afloat during the pandemic. And in fact, this is the third executive order I've issued to help San Diegans move to life outdoors more often. Thanks to those directives and the approval by the City Council, restaurants, retail businesses, and more can operate on sidewalks, parking lots, and street parking spots. More than 250 businesses have been approved for outdoor permits so far. All this is in addition, of course, to our Small Business Relief Fund, which has now helped over 1,000 San Diego businesses. And earlier this month, the City Council and I directed $700,000 in CARES Act funding to businesses in underserved communities. I want to now acknowledge our next speaker. Before I turn it over to Councilmember Kate, I'd want to thank him for sending a letter to our city staff to look into this program. Councilmember, we heard you, and it's a pleasure to be standing with you here today. Please welcome Councilmember Chris Kate. Chris?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, countless local businesses, nonprofits, and faith-based organizations have had to deal with rapid changes to their business practices in order to adapt to the changing times. As chair of our Economic Development Committee, I want to promote a spirit of entrepreneurship, innovation, and creative solutions in light of the state mandate and county public health order, and allow all businesses, nonprofits, and faith-based organizations capable of continuing to operate safely the right to do so. The City of San Diego is home to over 40,000 acres of park assets, 57 recreation centers, and 26 miles of shoreline. With that said, on July 15th, my office asked the Park and Recreation staff to evaluate the feasibility of allowing organizations to safely operate in public parks by allowing temporary outdoor permits for up to 60 days and waiving any associated permit fees that may apply. Mayor Faulconer's executive order will allow gyms such as Hardcore Fitness on Miramar Road, right here in District 6, to bring their physical fitness classes to our city's parks. Together, we can get San Diego's gyms and churches operational again in a safe, open-air environment. Thank you, Mayor Faulconer, for supporting this proposal.
Thank you, Council Member. Next, I'd like to introduce the President of the Mira Mesa Chamber of Commerce, Barry Vaz. Barry?
It was just a couple of weeks ago that we stood here talking about the mayor's action that allowed businesses to move outside into parking lots, city parking spaces, onto the sidewalks. And at that time, we talked about what a great advance this was for businesses trying to survive in this COVID-19 environment. Some of those businesses, however, did not have the opportunity to take advantage of a parking area. Perhaps they're in a mall that doesn't have enough space that the landlord would allow it to happen, or they don't have the city parking outside the sidewalk, or they don't have a sidewalk that's appropriate. This initiative is going to answer for those situations, in addition to giving businesses other opportunities than the parking lot. Frankly, I'm not sure how you hold a yoga session on asphalt and do it comfortably, especially with the weather we've been having lately. Much more comfort in a park setting with the grass. This opens up more opportunities for our businesses to survive until such time as all of the restrictions from COVID-19 are lifted. We don't want to successfully come through COVID-19 and find that our storefronts and businesses are no longer here to serve us. So Councilmember Kate, thank you for listening to the businesses of Mira Mesa. And Mayor, thank you for making this happen. This is just one more step in making sure that our economic system survives and thrives following COVID-19. Thank you.
Mary, thank you so much. As mentioned earlier, San Diegans are working every single day to try to make ends meet during the pandemic. I'd now like to introduce one of them, who I'm sure will be taking advantage, obviously, of this executive order. Please welcome Krista Lombardi, who is the owner of Hardcore Fitness right here in this area, Mira Mesa. Go ahead.
Good morning. I just wanted to say thank you all for helping the fitness industry. Obviously, it's been incredibly hard for us. Our gym, in particular, opened October of 2019. We closed not knowing what would happen in terms of bills, in terms of rent. It's incredibly hard to keep a staff during this time and keep people employed. So we did the best that we could in doing outside workouts. It's obviously very difficult to members to go outside in a parking lot in the asphalt in the hot beating sun and get their workouts in, and we appreciate all of our members that have helped us and have done that once we had to open outside. I want to say thank you to everyone, because the fitness industry has definitely taken a very big step backwards with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista. As I mentioned earlier, we announced a few new things today, but I want to remind San Diegans that some things have not changed, of course. Physical distancing, constant effort on hand washing, keeping that 6 feet apart, and of course, wearing your facial covering. Our city and our county continues to make progress. It's why I think you have seen those numbers go down recently. So let's keep it up. Let's continue to do the right thing. I look forward to this executive order effect being taking place, as I mentioned, on Monday, and opening up our parks for more San Diegans to enjoy and stay healthy. With that, we'll pause. Either myself or Andy Field, our Executive Director for Park and Recreation, will be happy to answer any questions one-on-one. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Easy. Thank you, sir.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Oh, one-on-ones only? Without our...
All right, see you again. Thank you.
Yeah, they might. Some of the
You want to come over and get any questions, I guess? Thank you. Sir.
Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it. It was hard to kind of put this together last.
Come on up, guys. We have a...
Okay. Hi,
Hi, Mayor. I just wanted to find out as far as the timing and kind of why it's taken this long for the executive order for San Diego to go ahead and.
Yeah, no, the executive order will take place on Monday. And again, this continues a series of efforts we've done to